Hi, I'm Marty Milkey of Ascension Lutheran Church in Sarasota, Florida. Why does it matter? How do I know that my concept of God, that the Bible's concept of God, that your concept of God is the right one, and why does that matter? I'll take the second question first. It matters because eternity is a long time. What happens to us after we leave this life? So many would say that, well, this life is all there is. When you die, you're dead, and that's it, nothing more. But everything deep down within us, our conscience, our being, our intellect, tells us that there must be something more. It matters because there is something more, and having the right answers and understanding what that something more is can make all the difference in our life. It matters because each and every day of our life is determined and based upon a set of understandings, a set of life principles by which we make decisions, both big and small. How am I going to make those decisions? What is going to be my North Star in life? How do I determine what is right and what is wrong, what is truth and what is not? It matters because all of those things matter. And so now let's address the other question. How do I know that my concept of God is the right one? How do I know that the Bible's concept of God is the right one? After all, there are so many religions out there, so many worldviews, so many concepts of God. How do I know which is the right one? Let me begin by saying the question, and the premise of the question is based in knowledge. How do I know? When it comes to the God of the universe, when it comes to understanding the right concept of God, we have to understand that that is not something that is based purely in knowledge, in knowing, in the intellect and reason. In fact, if I could understand God, if I could wrap my head around who God is and what God is and how to conceptualize God, well, then he wouldn't be much of a God, would he? If me, a mere mortal human being, could understand all of that. Coming to know God, coming to experience God is something that is not based purely in knowledge and reason and understanding and logic and intellect. It's really experiencing God as he reveals himself to us. In other words, having the right concept of God is something that God gives to us by the power of his Spirit at work within us. The Bible tells us in the book of Romans, in the New Testament, Romans chapter 10, verse 17, consequently, faith comes from hearing the message, and the message is heard through the word of Christ. God tells us that if I'm going to have a right concept of God, it's only going to come when he reveals himself to me. And God does that. God has revealed himself in a variety of ways. God has revealed himself in nature, in things very big, in things very small. The information that is encoded in the genetic code of DNA, the source, the founding particle of life itself. Where does that information come from? That genetic language that is encoded had to be there before it could exist. Where does that information come from? Things very big. Scientists call it fine-tuning in the universe. How is it possible that our universe is so finely tuned for life to exist? All of these things and more, the conscience that is within our mind tells us there must be a God. The Bible tells us who that God is. He is a God who loves us. It's not something we can understand by human reason. In fact, again, the Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians chapter 2 said this is what we speak, not in words taught us by human wisdom, but in words taught by the Spirit, expressing spiritual truths in spiritual words. In other words, the man without the Spirit does not accept the things that come from the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness to him, and he cannot understand them because they are spiritually discerned? It's a good question. It's an important question. But it's not one that comes through knowledge. It's one that comes as God reveals himself to us in life, in things big like the universe, and things small like the DNA and the genetic code inside every cell. God tells us who he is, and he reveals himself to us. It's my prayer, friends, that you will consider how it is that we come to know the right and true God, that you'll give his word the opportunity to work as faith comes, as understanding of God comes only through his word. I invite you to come back and explore some more with us. As we continue the conversation in these videos, you can check out more information about us on our website, but come to know who God is by faith and by God revealing himself to us. I hope you will do some more exploring with us. God bless you. Have a wonderful week.